Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. At the beginning, when LP was having a lot of patronage, a lot of inflow from different persons, different parties, and different individuals, a whole lot of people were excited. Some also had their reservation over the matter, as it's believed that just as LP is getting, as Labour Party, Peter Obi's party, is getting a lot of patronage, there will always be some bad eggs also coming in to infiltrate. Well, I guess it's a bit early in coming, but eventually, Peter Obi may need to look into this matter very quickly before it becomes or degenerates to something else. But before we go to the newspaper to find out what is going on, even if the presidential candidate of LP, Peter Obi, is known not to give shishi, it looks like within the rank and file of Labour Party, there is a lot brewing over the shishi matter, and if not curtailed, it may become an inferno that may consume each and every one of the party members if it is not curtailed at this beginning level, at this early stages. Let's head into the news proper to find out exactly what is going on. When according to a member who that's Okwebawo, spoke a lot about what is happening. Well, according to him, he said, when I said the cabal has been trying to pressure groups supporting at Peter Obi, some thought I was being arrogant. Fact is, the coalition has been demanding 500,000 naira from Peter Obi support groups like his. I'm quoting him now, like mine, to be recognized. I think it's disgusting. I did not want to go public with proofs of their demand for 500,000 naira. But today, when the Nat Youth leader of Labour Party clarified that no group needs to register with any other group, they all went on to attack against me for asking for clarification. It's time to resist these scammers publicly. And Peter Obi became a hot national name because everyone was doing what they can to promote him. Now, this coalition for Peter Obi is trying to take advantage of that by asking big support groups like mine to register with them and pay 500,000 naira for the privilege to promote Peter Obi. What? I told them never, because the Peter Obi movement is supposed to change scammy activities like this. And I told them I would not pay for privilege to use my resources to promote Peter Obi. They then said it's voluntary. Still, they insisted I must attend an interview before I can be recognized. To avoid accusation of arrogance, I applied and attended their compulsory interview, all in the hope that they would leave me alone. When I got to Zoom interview, 6 of them claimed that they are custodians of Peter Obi mandates. I asked for proof of authority. I asked for proof of authority, but they had none. They also demanded to know who gave me authority to build a mobile app for Peter Obi Nation. That's his support group now. I also asked them who gave them authority to police the Peter Obi brand. They could not show me. I challenged the coalition to post the recording of the 80-minute interview. The issue of the 500,000 naira fee came up again, and they now said it's voluntary to recoup their expenses for their 1 million man march. I told them my organization had expenses too, but I'm not asking anyone to reimburse me since it's all. Though they now claim the 500,000 naira is voluntary, they still refuse to register us for over 30 days. Then they started sponsoring posts to delegitimize us and app our Peter Obi group had created. They denied they were not behind the campaign, but somebody admitted in the chat. I'm not naive. I'm not naive. I know it's because we don't pay their voluntary donation of 500,000 naira that they decided to blackmail us. They even accused me of being an APC mall who wants to steal data and claimed at Singalink built the app, though Singalink didn't even know I was even building any app. Like I said last week, I'm all for cooperation among Peter Obi support groups, but no coalition should try to force any group to join them or try to delegitimize others because they don't want to join the coalition. There must be mutual respect. This is after all voluntary. Like I often repeated, I don't want anything for supporting at Peter Obi other than good government from him. So nobody can force me to succumb to any shady collusion. If they had bothered to check me out, they would know I would not accept blackmail or injustice no matter what. I'd asked them if Peter Obi knew they were collecting 500,000 naira voluntary contribution from groups to be recognized by them, but they couldn't answer. They didn't even have the courage and to put it on their site but come to your inbox to demand it. It's disgusting and shameful. Finally, at this point, peace with evil be damned. Even if the coalition approves our application now, we will decline and dare them to stop our promotion of Peter Obi. We don't need anything from them and don't want to sit at their scammy table for 500,000 naira voluntary donation. This is going on already in so many groups that is supporting Peter Obi. I think this one is directly at the campaign team of Peter Obi. I'm actually looking at Peter Obi's campaign team. I think DG Okumpe should also look into this, and Obian too should also look into this. I could still remember sometime last week. Yes, sometime last week. So when Delta State, I think Asaba precisely, where about 70 groups, voluntary groups, were told to merge into one. In fact, they didn't tell them to just merge into one. They told them to register to become card carrying member of Labour Party. That usually is best to fight within, as in you can't be fighting. Your strength lies when you are internal. It's best to come in and fight from inside out than fighting from outside. That the force will not be strong. And so they now told all support groups, Peter Obi support group, to all come in together, not just coming in together now, but they should be card members of Labour Party, and they should also continue. They shouldn't stop. They should continue with their advocacy, continue with their groups, but this time around they're recognized as card members. But within the group, I think the DG and the campaign person Obi and actually knows that amongst them there will always be the Judases, the ones that actually came in to cash out. There will always be those who are moles, all right, who didn't really come in for Peter Obi's sake per se, but to come in to get info on how they're running their affairs and how they intend to run their campaign, or probably even how they intend to monitor the elections when the time is right. And according to the campaign persons of Peter Obi, they said that they would look through the groups, the support groups, and find out those who are really genuine and co-opt them into becoming agents, party agents, and all. But in the meantime, honestly, I think that there should be some sort of audit and some sort of internal security, so that people like this will not be cashing it. Can you imagine 500,000 naira? Somebody is doing this for free, all right? I've seen several campaign groups doing things for free. Peter Obi didn't give them a kobo. Some of them, donated mats. Those mats, prayer mats you saw, were done by groups. Some of them donated bags with the cresting of Peter Obi's face as the president of Nigeria. Some of them did billboards, all right, huge major billboards on the streets, on major federal roads. It was done by support groups. Some of them rented apartments and called it Labour Party office. Some even gave out their buildings just for campaign, for free. So it's really not fair. It's not acceptable for any group to sit back somewhere and think of scamming people. See, that's the reason why people are voting Peter Obi in, and that's the reason why people are advocating for Peter Obi, because he doesn't give shishi. So it's going to be very wrong for anybody to go into that group and begin to scam people or demand. This is voluntary, for crying out loud. Honestly, I think the campaign team of Peter Obi really need to look into this and fish out those who are guilty of this, so that they can cop this. If you know you're going in there to scam, but just forget it. It's not going to work. But that's my personal opinion. Yours may differ. Let's meet in that comment section. What's your take? Do have a nice time.